Welcome back to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig. I'm so happy to be here today. We got a first-time guest and an industry leader. But before we do that, I want to thank our good friends at Red Roof Franchising for being our production partner on this show. Give Matt Hostetler a call or his development team. You know, they've got an extended stay, they got a soft brand, and they're world-famous economy brands. So give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. Let Matthew know that producer Danny and I sent you, and they'll be happy to talk to you and give you a hand. And hopefully you'll become a franchisee with Red Roof. Thank you. All right. We've got Deborah Lahti, and she is the COO of Aligned Hospitality Management. And doing my research for today, I didn't realize this. She is also tied to at least 5 of the hotel brands that we have at the 8th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. So join us on March 5th and 6th, 2025 at our new location, the Westin in beautiful Long Beach, California. So, and if you register right now and use the promo code EARLY, all uppercase, you can save $200. All right. So go register today, please. Thank you. Deborah Lahti, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. So pleased to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. You know, a conversation, a little bit of research on your website, and I go, gotta have you on the show. Gotta have you on the show. I love what you guys are doing at Aligned Hospitality Management. And then when I found out you're tied to at least 5 of my sponsors for my conference, I'm going, okay, this works even better now. So do me a favor and tell the audience about yourself and your company, please.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, I am the COO of Aligned Hospitality Management. We are actually 3 years old this month, and we already have over 20 different properties. We have everything from economy to boutique. And as you mentioned, we've got just about every major brand. I'll give you a shout out to Red Roof as well, because we have one of those too. But we are your one-stop shop to make sure that your hotels are aligned and driving revenues.
I love that. 3 years, congratulations. That's wonderful. Opportunities, growth, economy to boutique. So you've had phenomenal growth over the past 3 years in the boutique segment, economy, everything in between. Would you tell the audience how you guys did that? That's one heck of a team, and it's also one heck of a group of owners that you're working with as well.
We do. We have probably over 40 years of experience combined within our corporate team. And of course, they come from all backgrounds, whether it's strengths in accounting, strengths in revenue, strengths in sales, the operations side. So our founder, Brian Chuba, has done a fantastic job of pulling together kind of the best of the best to help manage these properties. And we've had a fantastic group of owners that have just let us kind of tap into everything. And we've really seen that growth of actually the economy scale changing to the boutique, right?
Yep.
So you're taking those, a lot of the roadside motels, and they're transitioning them over to that boutique. So they're getting from that economy to that upper to the luxury scale. So not only transforming the property, but those RevPARs.
I love that. And thank you for setting up my segue. Okay. I've been calling this the Rise of the Moutique for some time. And your home base is in Arizona, mine's in California. And we've got a lot of those vintage road trip 1960s motels that can work as an upscale themed boutique asset. And I love staying at those. They're just fun. And typically the people that are on board as staff there are a lot of fun. So how did you get involved with that? And you've got the Tucson, and you've also got another property up in Santa Barbara that you're going to be visiting a little later today. So would you tell us about those 2 properties, please, and how that transformation came to be?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the Tucson is located in Tucson. It's actually a play on how so
Love it.
many people mispronounce Tucson. So the owner had a lot of fun with it, calling the Tucson, and he took an old roadside motel, can't even talk motel, and transitioned it into this amazing boutique property. And he really took the time to make sure that everything speaks to the destination. I mean, he has local artists that did murals like Jessica Gonzalez and Joe Pajic. He's got a beautiful Native American art piece in the lobby by Ishi Galinsky. And he just really made sure that the guests could experience Tucson. And how this came with is the ownership group and Brian had partnered with, and then actually the owner has the beautiful vision to do this, but it's been such a beautiful relationship that this transition has also brought us onto 3 other properties with this ownership group. So we just really like to get ingrained with them and help develop and bring out their vision, right? And his vision was, I want to have this modern classic property that really just emanates the destination.
That's a beautiful hotel.
It really is.
Check out the website. Okay.
The website.
You know, great photographs there. It's fun, it's playful, it's hip, it's chic, it's cool. Now, what was the construction process like on that? Because the downside is looking at something that is an older asset like that. As soon as you open up the walls, you know there's a 20% increase in the budget. Okay.
For sure. For sure.
And you know, the time frame just got extended by months. So
For sure. And not just to speak on the Texan, but kind of we've got a lot of those properties, right? Where they're transitioning older properties into this new boutique or even just in a new brand, right?
yeah.
So for example, the Tucson, he went in and he already knew he wanted it to look this elevated process or this elevated features, right? So he knew he was going in and he was going to have some expenses and he was going to make sure it was exactly what he wanted, right? But then to your point, we have another property where they went in and they were just going to transition it to a new brand and figured out they had to go to the studs. So back to the studs we go and just kind of renovate and make sure it's what we need it to be. So it just kind of depends on the building, right? As long as it's got good bones, we'll help it get where it needs to go.
Absolutely. And and making sure that it's got, great bones is more than just that visual on the inside and outside. It's an in-depth process. We had a hotel here in Anaheim that we bought from the original owner builder, and this person got booted out of the franchise system that they built the hotel for, and it was a mess. And we closed it in January and reopened in March after touching everything. We got rid of the laundry on the ground floor to expand the lobby. We moved the back of the office. We moved the public restroom. The only thing that we did not move on that ground floor were the elevators and the stairs. That was it.
Oh my gosh.
So, but I got to tell you, closing it for 8 months because it was only doing 35% occupancy at the time. So that'll give you an idea, what kind of shape it was in.
Right.
Was really the smarter call. If it was running 60, even 55% occupancy and doing 2 floors at a time and then closing the lobby, it just would have been a disaster for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was just a smarter play to close it in that instance. So tell us about the hotel up in not Santa Barbara, Solvang. Thank you. I appreciate that. My mind went out.
Yes. So after this, I'm headed to Solvang. So there we have the M Solvang, and we actually have a phenomenal ownership group that's really looking to enhance the property. I don't know if everybody who's familiar with the beautiful Danish town that is Solvang. Right. So they want to keep it, they call it Danish California chic. And their play is they want to make sure it's the property that everybody wants to be at, right? You could bring the dogs. There's dog park. There's beautiful gardens to be in. But they're going in, and we're actually doing renovation walk as we speak. So it's that discussion of kind of like you said, do we keep part of it open? Do we shut it down completely? What makes the most sense? But with that, they're looking to put in quite a bit of money to really enhance it. So it's going to be an amazing little property, really boutique-y, and it's within walking distance to all that is Sylvain.
Nice. How many keys is that hotel?
24.
Okay. So not unreasonable. It's not like you've got, 95 to 150 keys, which is
Exactly.
going to really, stretch out the construction time. What's it like right now finding a qualified GC and getting your materials and your soft goods and your case goods and everything ready and going on that? What's that process like for you right now?
Well, we don't actually do the renovations and the construction. We're more of that representation between the ownership. So they'll go out and kind of line up who they want to work with. And then we kind of step in and make sure that all the product is there. We've got it where we need it and kind of help with the boots on the ground aspect.
Yeah.
But I will say, with all that we've been going through, there's been some challenges finding GCs that can kind of come in and get things on deadline, right? You've got some backlog on product that's taking a little bit longer. So it definitely is impacting our final outcome.
When you've signed a GC, what kind of agreement are you doing? Are you doing open book? Are you giving them, or offering, I should say, no, you're never giving anybody anything. Are you offering them a bonus for early completion or on-time completions? And are there penalties if they're running late and it's them?
Greg, that definitely depends on the ownership group because they're the ones that negotiate all of that. But I do have some that definitely incentivize to get done ahead of schedule because they want to open the doors as soon as they can to start making some revenues. Yeah. And there are definitely some penalties when it goes over, I would say.
Nice. I agree with that. We did a number of years ago, we did a 60 key boutique hotel, ground up, underground parking. I mean, it was phenomenally expensive. City would not allow us to have a roof deck because the other boutique hotel that opened up before us just it turned into a barfly scenario on their roof. They just said no. But this thing ended up costing at the end of the day over $1 million a key, and it's just like we had an ownership group that one of the primary owners was a musician. And he wanted to bring his musician buddies in there and have a place to play. And, so it was like sound systems and speakers at $10,000 a pop. And they had another family member that was doing custom furniture. And beautiful job, beautiful work. But it was like, okay, you're putting this into a hotel. And I hate beds that have a wooden frame because I know either I'm going to jam my toes against it or I'm going to hit my shin on it. And it's like, I'm going to go right through the ceiling. So, at 2 a.m, it's like not a good idea. But it's interesting how you get these dynamics playing between the owners and their friends and family. And it's like, you got to look at it as a cash and real estate business.
Yes.
Let's not go down that path. It could be a disaster. Could work out very well. I think you've probably experienced a few of those, but there's always that invitation for a disaster as well that you're going, no, don't do it.
No, don't go that route.
So with your 20 hotels, okay, and you're covering all of the economy, from economy to boutique. Right now, what are you seeing the most demand at? Is it your boutique assets? Is it your economy assets? Is it select service? Is it extended stay? What seems to be hitting on all 8 cylinders with the traveling public right now for you?
I'm going to say the boutique lifestyle. That definitely seems to be driving on all cylinders, especially you've got your corporate travelers that want something a little bit different. Yeah. And then that leisure travel. So it's kind of hitting on all sides for us. And some of them are set up for extended stay. So we've got guests that are there for months.
Nice.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't want room service every day.
Exactly.
Once a week, how about that? Can you survive on once a week? So in these challenging times, I mean, we had a 0.5 point cut from the Fed, which does it move the needle? I don't think so, especially on construction. I think you need to have, your relationship lenders and be able to go back to them. And, you've got a proven track record plus massive deposits with them. And that helps with getting your construction loans. But right now, what are some of the challenges that you're seeing between ground up and PIPs when you're repositioning some of these assets? Because some of those PIPs can be pretty expensive with A brand, and then you move to B brand where it's not so intensive and it's more of a lateral move, not a step down, so that the lender isn't, freaking out. Because that's always an uncomfortable conversation, going back to your lender and going, hey, we had A brand, but, their PIP, there's no ROI on this. This is $10 million that I'm not going to ever get back. So we want to move to this brand, but it's a lateral move. The res system's comparable, blah, blah, blah. So what are those conversations like?
So fortunately, I'm not having those conversations.
Nice. Nice. Gotta love that.
So a lot of that's on the ownership side, right? They're the ones that are having to negotiate to have their loans. We're the ones just on the boots on the ground to say, hey, you realize you have this PIP and we need to do X, Y, Z to get you in compliance and make sure that everything's smooth. Or it's time to update the asset and we need to start ordering items or we won't be able to get it in on time to meet guest expectations. So we're more on the ground level, just trying to make sure everything lines up. And again, kind of like we talked earlier, we could have challenges in trying to get, like a lot of items are backlogged, right? So you just can't get them in time to meet some of these deadlines, and the owners need it to say, hey, I need this loan because I've already got XYZ in place. So fortunately, I'm not having those conversations, but I'm helping enhance the product for the owners so they can get the next loan.
Love it. Deborah, are you ready for our lightning round?
Let's do this.
All right, here we go. Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock, starting now. Branded, soft brand, or indie hotel?
Soft brand.
Corvette or Porsche?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Corvette or Porsche?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Corvette or Porsche?
Porsche.
Favorite band, group, duo, or solo artist?
Favorite band, Slipknot.
Nice. Movie or play?
I'm sorry, say again.
Movie or play?
Play.
Social media?
No.
Pips? Pips?
Pips?
Yeah.
What do you mean pips?
What comes to mind when I say pips?
Oh, lots of work.
There you go. Streaming or cable?
Streaming.
Hotel lobby?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Hotel lobby?
Hotel lobby. Comfort.
There you go. Best restaurant in your city?
Best restaurant in my city. Oh my, there are so many. Oh wow, I just went blank. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Favorite?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Favorite, vacation, location?
Scottsdale, of course.
Nice. You did that with 15 seconds left on the clock. Congratulations. So, Deborah, what one thing do you want the public to know about your management company?
I want them to know that we are definitely that management company that has the personal touch, that you have the direct line to the CEO, the president, the COO. that we are here to align with our investors, our owners, our employees, that we're looking for growth and success across the board. So we're that personal touch management company.
I love it. I think that's all the difference in the world, where you've been homogenized or McDonaldized and, force-fed everything. That individually thing that happens with a great team where they all pull together, it's poetry in motion. I just love it. So, Deborah, I want to thank you for joining the conversation today. You've got an open invitation to come back anytime you want. Please just reach out to me. We'll get you on right away. Also, how can people get a hold of you and hopefully engage you for a management deal?
Well, definitely check out our website, Aligned Hospitality Management, and reach out to myself or Brian Tuba, and we'd be happy to help you.
Perfect. Thank you, Deborah. Take care.
Thank you.
What a great show. What a great industry leader. I want to thank Deborah for joining us today. Can't wait to have her back again soon. Also, I want to thank our friends at Red Roof Franchising. Give Matt Hostetler a call and his team. They'd love to talk to you about their soft brand, their extended stay, their economy brands that they're world famous for. And you can meet Matt on March 5th and 6th, 2025 at the Westin Long Beach for the 8th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. So join us. Register today. Use the promo code EARLY and you can save $200. Okay? How's that for an incentive? So thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Deborah. And as I'm fond of saying, be kind. Share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.